morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, Coding family. We back again with another one. How's everyone doing, y'all? I hope everyone is doing well. Happy Friday. Okay, yes, I'm so glad it is Friday. So we back again with another one. I just want to chat it up with you. My coding class has started this week, and it has been a wealth of knowledge, getting to know new people that have come into my class. So I am very, very grateful. I will have another class starting this year once this class is done in May, at the end of May. I will have another class starting. So I will let everyone know when that class begins. But I am so grateful for my students enlightening me and what they think and what they feel. So yesterday, one of my students called me and she wanted to just kind of chat it up like I'm going to do with y'all today. But she had some important questions, and what she asked me was that she said, Tiffany, what other certification can I get until I become a CPC? And y'all, I proceeded to tell her that I will not tell you to get anything less or go for anything less than CPC. And I think she asked me, she said, what can I expect once I get my CPC? Like, what can I expect when I'm a CPCA? And that's the biggest thing, is that people are looking at, okay, once I pass the exam, now I'm an apprentice. Now, how do I get that removed? But I don't know if y'all think about the fact that you've passed. That's a big factor. That is a huge factor in saying that you have passed. The hard part is over. When I was going for my CPC, and one thing I told her, and I tell many people, is do not wait until you become a CPC to get a job in the medical field. Always try now to get a job in the medical field. What would you be waiting for? It would only be a benefit. And why do I say that? Get a job now if it's customer service, insurance follow-up, AR rep, front end, back end, whatever it is, being a medical assistant. All those things are so awesome on the resume, along with a CPC certification. If you work in the pharmacy, wherever it is that you are in, and if you're in the medical field, that is a blessing. Why? Because once they see that CPC, if it's a CPCA or just a CPC, they're more likely to focus on your application because you have experience. So for a lot of you who are struggling to pass your CPC, do not wait to get into the medical field. Start applying now. Start applying now. Do not wait. I remember, y'all, and this is the honest truth, is that even before I got my CPC, I was working as a coder. Now, they didn't pay me as a coder, but I was working as a coder, coding prostate, coding kidney. I was coding, and it was training me on how to code. So by the time that I got my CPC, I was at my job for a year. I was in that job for a year, doing multiple things, including coding, doing multiple things, looking at diagnosis codes, calling the insurance company, calling patients, working closely with the doctor, to the point that when the time came around and that CPCA was there behind my credentials, my boss wrote a letter to AAPC because I had work experience. And she wrote a letter, and then on top of that, my education, and that A was gone. It was gone. So at this point, now I've already been in my job for a year, doing several things. Now I'm over here as a CPC and they have to pay me for it. And as quickly as I just let my boss know, hey, can you write a letter to AAPC? I just passed my exam, and they need to know that I've been working in the field and that I've been working with diagnosis codes. And she wrote a letter. And that was as quick as that. And so I went from making $50K to $75K within a year. So I'm here to encourage you. And I encourage my student that I don't want you to settle for less. I want you to go for the best. I want you to set your feet like flint, and I want you to stretch yourself. Be committed. If you are not committed, if you are worried and concerned about, am I going to be able to get a job? Am I going to be able to find a good job? Am I going to be able to take the exam? Am I going to be able to purchase the books? Then let's backtrack a little bit. First of all, AAPC has where you can set up a payment plan to schedule the exam and for books. And it's called Affirm. Now, a lot of us do that with Amazon stuff. You purchase stuff on Amazon and then you don't want to pay for it right now, so you set up a payment plan. Well, AAPC has the same thing. You can do Affirm for your scheduling your test, for your books, so there's no excuse. Yes, it's a struggle. It's going to be a struggle when you're trying to better you. It was a struggle for me taking the test 7 times. That was a struggle. Yes. But I had to sacrifice. And my question to you all is, are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice some time? Are you willing to sacrifice staying up late at night, getting up early in the morning just to study for an extra hour, just to try so you can remember some things? Studying on your lunch break, telling your friends, hey, I can't sit with y'all today because I gotta study. And if you don't understand that, then maybe we shouldn't be friends. Sacrificing your weekends. All of this I had to do, y'all. All of it I had to do. And some of my friends really actually fell off. Because when you become successful and when you're working towards success, there's an elevation in your mindset that you're going places. And when people see you going places, it triggers something in them that says, she's going somewhere and I'm not. So let me fall off. Because it shows them what they're not doing. When you begin to do something for you, you will see the people that will fall off because it reveals their incapabilities to do more for themselves. And they don't want to see you flourish. And that's the God's honest truth. So today I tell you, get set in your mind that you will sacrifice for the things that you desire. Whatever it may be, there is a sacrifice to get what you desire. I had to sacrifice some things, but I kept going back, and I kept going back, and I kept going back, and I kept going back, because I knew one day, as the Lord told me, you're going to pass. And it allowed me to see me, that I could take a little bit, that I was stronger than what I knew, and that I had everything I needed in my hand to be successful. But it took a little grit, and it took a little strength, and it took a little patience, and it took some sacrifice. And now I'm living in what I desired. So I got to start my work day today, y'all. Right here. How many of you are going to sacrifice to get what you desire so that you can be right here? This is From Broken to Blessed. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Have a good weekend.